fired from her job for being too busty.
What?
Well, that's it.
Okay, but the part that makes it really weird is she worked for an Orthodox Jewish lingerie company.
What?
So just kind of take a moment to process.
That's a small market.
Like, why are Orthodox Jews making lingerie?
Sorry.
And they told her that her outfits were too distracting. They asked her to tape down her boobs. You know, if you're busty and you're wearing something that would be okay on a less endowed woman, and then suddenly on people decide that you're a slut or whatever it is. So she was saying she wasn't dressed very suggestively. It's just she's, you know, busty.
Yeah, there's a difference between filling out a shirt. It's it's just going to look different, you know. But if you're wearing something that's low cut, like kind of like the top I'm wearing now, and you have big tits, then there's a time and a place, and you can't go to work like that. I don't care what.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even if let's say you're working for Playboy, right? Like the magazine, and you work in a traditional office. Look at John. John's like, I
can see that. I can see that.
You can see that, John? Okay, you working with me? You following me? So, but I mean, it's a corporate setting, right? But just because your company sells lingerie, you know, if you're in the corporate offices of Victoria's Secret, you're not walking around with your tits out.
Well, she says that she compromises. She even wore like a baggy T-shirt and leggings.
That's just inappropriate too.
She was showing too much ankle.
They made her wear a bathrobe. They made her wear a bathrobe where she had the option of putting on a sweater that went down to her ankles. She also says that the dress in the office was very casual athletic wear. Some people wore business attire, but some people wore casual athletic wear. So she is saying
So they could wear hoodies and sweatpants, is that it?
Yeah. But I guess the hoodies and sweatpants look a little different on her.
Of course. Just like, okay, for instance, if you have a woman who has a big ass, if she wears anything, sweatpants, jeans, skirts, it's going to look different than if somebody with, what, John?
Juicy.
Juicy on her butt, yeah.
Oh, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just some things you can't hide. And there's a way. But now, if you're wearing a short skirt that's so far up at the bottom or low cut on the, like, you know, those low-rise jeans, it doesn't matter what size your ass is, that's inappropriate. So I think if she has big, how big were her boobs? Did they say?
They're big.
Look, Jerry,
Let's research that. Let's research that. Yeah. Let's find pictures here. Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry.
Hold on.
Yeah, she's Busty McChesterson.
So what did she wear then to disguise that? Like,
But that's the problem.
Yeah, but they can't ask her to take them down. That's sexual harassment.
Yeah, exactly. We're overlooking the point. She should not have to disguise the size of her breasts. She's dressed appropriately for work. The size of her breasts is irrelevant. Everybody else can get over it.
Yeah, I agree.
But two men have
Virginia.
of throwing bricks at McDonald's because their burgers didn't have enough onions. Like, they're calling it food rage, but it just doesn't.
See, now I can see doing that over some pickles, but not onions.
Yeah, it's just
No,
onions.
those little tiny diced onions. Oh yeah, I do it over those.
White boys.
Oh, you're allergic to bricks.
White boy.
And it's in Tennessee.
I think anybody's
If there
allergic.
was a black person, we'd be getting upset over the chicken. Like that woman that got pissed about them chicken nuggets, remember? And she, like, beat the McDonald's employees.
Yeah, that's different. That's chicken. That's chicken. It's different.
Well, maybe those Tennessee boys had too much Jack Daniels.
Okay, click on this link and look at their picture because they look like I was gonna say frat boys, but you can't assume that they're in college. They were drunk and they were pissed. They wanted their cheeseburgers. And,
I think alcohol is pretty much implied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like they belong in that movie, The Town.
Why's the guy got a bandage on his head?
Yeah,
What happened?
did the one guy hit the other guy with a brick?
The brick bounced back. It wasn't a very organized attack.
He threw a big piece of concrete through the drive-thru window.
No, wait. They got the burgers. They were sober. They went home, got drunk, and then got pissed, and then came back and threw the
Oh
bricks.
my gosh!
They took off their T-shirts and they wrapped their T-shirts around their head, and then they threw the bricks.
Oh my god!
So wait. Were they upset because there were onions or there weren't onions?
There were not sufficient onions. There were onions. It just wasn't enough.
It wasn't oniony enough.
I like the part where they went all the way home and had to, like, think about it.
Well, you know, it's Tennessee.
Oh, my God.
We have just alienated, like, 4 states today.
New York City mayor wants to ban sodas larger than 16 ounces.
Right.
See, this one I have issue with is when I don't buy like 32 ounce or 64 ounce for myself, but when my wife and I go out to something, we don't buy 2 drinks, and we don't buy like 2 sets of fries. We'll buy like, you know, buy 1 combo meal and then like another burger. And so then we share the drink, we share the fries, and then we eat the thing. So if they say, oh, you can only get a little 12-ounce drink, then now I got to buy 2 drinks, and it costs me money.
Right.
So the idea just screws up my dining fast food philosophy.
And what brought this to my attention, I found this earlier tonight, and I shared it with Nenea, was because it was advertised. Not because he's proposing like this craziness, but because on The View, Whoopi Goldberg and Barbara Walters had a tense exchange about it. And if you don't watch The View regularly, good for you. Barbara Walters is really good friends with Mayor Bloomberg of New York. And so she was defending it. And I think one of the things she said was, well, you know, people complain that they want the government to do more about obesity. I don't know that people really want the government to do anything about obesity. I think I would prefer, as, you know, as communities and as people, we kind of come up with ways to
11 o'clock.
Sorry, to help each other to eat better and not kill ourselves with, you know, food that's bad for us. But I don't know that I agree with making it a law. Like, people should be allowed to drink, you know, 20 ounces of soda, 24 ounces of soda. I don't know if I agree with that.
Go ahead.
I think it was when KFC was doing that whole double down thing, if I remember what it's called. They were getting blasted by all these different parties, and the response was that, well, you keep telling us that people want healthier food and people want us to serve healthier stuff, but our customers are telling us the exact opposite of that. So you say, yeah, I should have some grilled chicken option. I put a grilled chicken option, and then I put a double down next to it, and I sell 20 more double downs than I do, you know, grilled chicken sandwiches.
And the fact of the matter is, I'm sorry. I mean, I know soda is bad for you, but I think anything in excess. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm on Weight Watchers. I still eat cake occasionally. The difference is now I don't have cake for dessert every night after every dinner. You know what I mean? And if I do, I have a small slice. I don't have like this hunking big slice of cake. But the fact of the matter is, there are some people who every now and again, it's fine if they want to drink a 24-ounce soda at the movies. Like, it's not going to, I don't think, kill them to do that every once in a while. So to limit the quantity in which these things can be sold, I think is ridiculous.
I think this is like an overreach from the government, and, you know, because it's putting a limit on quantities that you can buy. But I agree with the FDA regulations and stuff like that. But it just seems like this is too far.
Yeah.
You know?
So are you allowed to buy more diet than regular sodas?
Well, I think I have a problem with that because I would have to divorce my husband because he wouldn't be able to drink his Mountain Dew, and then we'd have a big, huge problem in the Burbage household. So they cannot legislate soda.
Nobody is taking my goddamn Mountain Dew.
That's right.
And he's actually great giant. You know.
How the hell do you guys drink Mountain Dew?
Oh, I
Fast.
know. Fast.
When Donnie and I first, well, I won't say when we first got together, but like early in our relationship, that was his soda, and he would drink the Code Red, and I'm like, they're telling you right there in the name, this shit is dangerous.
Code Red's kind of gross, but
Code Red never means anything good, right? Does it?
Dominic Monaghan has accused Matthew Fox of being a habitual woman beater. I guess, and these are these two actors from the show? You got to clarify.
Yeah. Okay, I'll explain it. So, if you guys have watched Lost, I was a big Lost fan. One of the actors, he played Charlie. He was only on the show. Well, I won't spoil it. So, Charlie. And the guy who plays Jack.
No spoilers.
Right, no spoilers. Matthew Fox played the lead character, Jack. And apparently, someone on Twitter who follows the guy who, Monaghan, Dominic Monaghan, was pleading with him saying, listen, you got to get your pal Matthew to join Twitter. And we love to interact with him or whatever. And his response was, no, I don't, something with women beaters.
He says he beats women, no thanks.
Right, he beats women, no thanks, right. So then the girl wrote back, I guess kind of jokingly, maybe mixing up the character's relationship with real life, and she said, how can you say that after all the good times you guys had?
And his response was...
Go ahead, what was his response?
Monaghan's response was, how do you know... She says, what about all those good times you had together? He says, how do you know we ever did? You don't know either of us. He beats women, not isolated incidents, often, not interested.
Ooh.
That was, and apparently Dominic Monaghan is not somebody who's in the media a lot. He's not like an attention seeker. So that was pretty hardcore for him to put that out there and then to not back down.
Right. And if you don't know, Dominic Monaghan is he's also probably better known as one of the hobbits in the Lord of the Rings trilogy movie.
Yeah, he was Merry.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The brothers, right? What's it like?
I know who that is.
Okay.
So I guess in August of 2001, Fox was involved in an incident in which he allegedly punched a woman in the breasts and groin. Ugh. And I guess frequents strippers and, like...
Okay, I'm not laughing about him punching a woman in the breast and groin. I'm laughing at the reaction on John's face when you said he punched a woman in the breast and groin. I don't think that's funny. I think John's facial expressions are funny. Well, I will say about this, and this is what I really want to talk about, is kind of, is it okay to call people out like that? And I have to say, when I first read that, I was like, I don't want to know this.
You can say that he was calling him out, or you could say that he was being a whistleblower.
Or telling the truth.
I should say he was telling the truth.
Every now and then, if shit is going down, somebody needs to step up and talk about it so the shit stops.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Chris Brown out there.
I mean, of course, we don't have any proof of this, but like you said, Nina, it does strangely ring true, because whenever I've read interviews with Matthew Fox, whenever I've watched interviews with him, he has come across as a really intense dude who has crawled about halfway up his own ass.
Well, do you want to hear all the gossip from Hawaii?
That's how Lost ended, didn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The interactions that people were having here, like if they saw him, the public when he wasn't shooting, sorry, they had nothing nice to say about him. But they had lots of nice things to say about Dominic Monaghan. Yeah.
Oh, that just makes me sad.
Yeah, sorry.
A little bit off topic. This reminds me, one thing I did read was that there was a situation in which the guy who plays Sawyer and his wife's house was broken into, and I think somebody else's house was broke. But maybe it was those little Munchichi LV guys. They didn't leave out of
I love John Travolta, but the Hollywood rumor is that he likes the boys.
You mispronounced that. I thought that was he lickies the boys.
He could have done that too.